Yo guys, what is up? Today, possibly the last game of the season. I am currently, if you remember from last video, I will show you this time again. Well, actually, I might, depending on if I can get this thing set up right again. Here we go. I'm gonna show it like this. As you can see, I'm 5th on the league table, and if you go over here, you have to understand that I am depending on other people to lose for me to get the playoffs. So, potentially the last game, it would kind of suck because this season hasn't gone too well for me. But I do want to redeem myself and I do want to still win the championship, obviously, because not only do I feel like I still can, because most of the games I did lose did involve hacks, but I also just want to end the season fun and not give in to the curse that Lars handed over to me. Also, just before I'm gonna start this off, well, I already started this off, but you might hear a little bit of a different voice because I have a sore throat and I am coughing constantly. So if you read this video, then my apologies, but I think I'm getting a little sick. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, I am facing the Toronto Torterras, and his coach, their coach, is Omega Zero, the real Omega, also known as Saad. And his links will be in the description below. Please check his stuff out. He's doing, I think, a yellow randomizer next to his GPC content. So if you feel like watching that, then go ahead. His team, he is using Mega Altaria, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Rotom Heat, Golbat, Coilfish, Flygon, Machamp, Disclops, Floatzel, and Gigalith. Some of the months are very, very threatening, and the other half of his team is not that threatening at all. Like the first 4 or 5 months, I think Golbat's pretty good too. First 5 months and Machamp, I do fear. Floatzel can be pretty good as well, but everything else is not something I really see them being very good against me, or in general very good. Anything on his team has a niche, but I don't think the rest of his team supports that too well. So yeah, I think the past few weeks he almost brought the same team of the same stuff, and all of them kind of have like Mega Altaria, Excadrill, T-Tar, Rotom Heat, and stuff like that. So those 4 months are basically almost a guarantee that he will bring them, because Rotom Heat, as you can see, is like his only special attacker, except maybe a special Quillfish, special Flygon, so a special Floatzel, but everything else is our Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria is special too. I think he has brought them a few times as well, but his main special attackers then are Rotom Heat and Mega Altaria, the most common, which are most commonly special attackers, and perhaps Floatzel. So not too many special attackers. Most of them are physical attackers, like Excadrill, like T-Tar, like Altaria again, Flygon, Machamp. Floatzel mainly is physical, Gigalith is physical, Golbat is physical, Quillfish is usually physical as well, unless it's like the Scalding defensive set. So yeah. Anyhow, I don't quite know what the point of that was. Didn't make too many notes on this team because I don't have too much time, because my sister's actually home. She was in Turkey for the past 5 months, so unfortunately I have a lot less time being home on my own and recording shit and stuff. So yeah, that sucks, but I'll have to deal with it. Like I said, the team I expect to bring is basically Mega Altaria, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Rotom Heat, then Machamp, and then either Disclops or Golbat, depending on what he prefers. I think Golbat would be the better thing for him to bring, but he has taken Disclops usually for this thing takes every hit possible. So, but because he made transfers, I think he might bring Golbat this time over Disclops, but Disclops is a definite possibility. Anything else I noticed on his team real quick? He doesn't really have any water resists, as you might see. The only thing that he really has is Mega Altaria. So yeah, and Quillfish, but Quillfish can do much to my water type back. So and plus of course, but he doesn't really have any water resists, and I hope to take advantage of this game. His setup bonds are basically Sword Dancing, Excadrill, and Mega Altaria. So those two are the ones that I have to take in consideration, have to be kind of afraid of, and a bulk of Floatzel is something he could potentially be running as well. Priority wise, he has a little bit of priority, mainly Floatzel, mainly actually only Floatzel I think, and Machamp. So not too bad, it's actually manageable, and that's why I think he's gonna bring Machamp because he needs some type of priority. If he doesn't bring either of them, then I know that I can risk Mons being on low health and yeah, just saving them because he doesn't have any priority. Let's see. He only has, I think, one. Yeah, he's only one flying type, being Golbat, meaning that this time my team will not have any flying resists. Even though I do have 3 possible flying resists, as you will see in my team, I don't have any of them because I didn't think I needed them, as Golbat is the only thing that potentially could just spam Brave Birds, but I very much doubt it's going to be an offensive Golbat, so even defensive Golbat can just spam Brave Birds, of course, but yeah, it's going to do a lot less. Like I said, not much notes I made on his team. I actually didn't make any notes, I made them up just as I went, but I'll quickly go on to my team because that's probably the part that you will all be interested in. Alright, starting off, like I said, this team only has one resist that is manageable, that can deal with Manaphy, because that can deal with Manaphy, that's a fucking stupid sentence. It can take care of Manaphy, and that's Mega Altaria, which can set up on Manaphy, at least this Manaphy set. Anything else on his team, like a Floatzel, is not a threat to this Manaphy, and also his Corpus shouldn't be a threat to Manaphy. I am running the very standard Calm Mind, Rest, Rain Dance, Surf set. I'm running Surf over Skull because he does have a Machamp and I don't want to burn Machamp. So that's the risk that I'm taking with Surf. Not the risk I don't want to take with Skull. And I don't think I really need it. The only thing that I can burn that are potential switch-ins are Mega Altaria, but he will probably fear the Ice Beam unless I show my full moveset. And the other thing that is that kind of would prefer getting burned is like a Spadef Golbat or something. So yeah, that's about everything that I care about that doesn't get burns or does get burns. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I don't know why everything went to shits right there, but yeah, it's just a leftover set max defense, because with max defense I can take 2 Life Orb Element EQs from an extra drill. And also from a Tyranitar I can take hits and just dish them back at him, as I do not think he will run a Choice Banded Tyranitar, which I guess he could, but I don't expect him to. If anything, he's gonna run Smooth Rock or maybe a Choice Scarf, because yeah, maybe. Anyhow, that's the. I think actually he's gonna run something like Fire Blast on Tyranitar as well for the Scissor, which I do carry on his team. Oh, 1 second. Holy shit, my throat really hurts. And continuing on. Next up is a Choice Banded Hexorus, and I am running the Poison Jab, Dragon Claw, EQ and Outrage. Like I said, the only thing that really stops Manaphy also really stops Hexorus, so together they are not the best combination, but with the rest of the team I hope they will pull through. Because basically this mon I can. The plan is to hopefully double switch into Hexorus as often as possible. Whenever I feel safe to make the double switch, I will. And especially early game, because that forces him to lose a lot of mons. And yeah, it really takes on anything except for an extra in the sand. Choice Scarf Titor will be able to take, will not KO me right away, but it will be able to do the job that it probably requires it to do. Also, very offensive Rotom Heat with a Will-O-Wisp will do the trick, but I don't think he will run that. He might. The Golbat will not take these hits too kindly unless he forces me to not go for the Dragon move. Maybe if he's in on Altaria or something. So, and he's Mega Dump, of course. That's of course really a big deal as well. Corpus is a stop, but I can't really touch him back unless it wants to Skull Burn me. Flygon, Choice Scarf, if it Choice Banded even, it's a problem, but it doesn't switch in, and I can, like I said, make the switch into this as often as possible. And I don't consider Flygon a threat. Maybe I should, but I don't think it's gonna be. Machamp is not taking these hits, Dusclops isn't taking these hits kindly, and if he does have Dusclops, that's gonna work out really nicely for me, because the next one on my team will be able to deal with Dusclops really well. Floatzel and Gigalith are both not switch-ins, and yeah. With the Mold Breaker I can just spam EQs unless he has Golbat, or if his Mega Altaria is not Mega Type yet. but in that case I can just spam Dragon moves. So I can only spam Outrage, of course, if his Mega Altaria is off the field completely, it's gone. Otherwise it will be able to set up on me if it is the physical set. Or just Dragon Dance with special, he has run that in the past before, so. But yeah, I hope to just wreck his team with this because it's very offensive, and yeah. My apologies, I'm gonna take this thing is almost empty. Fuck. Anyhow, I will let you look at the next one. I think I might change this EV spread a little bit towards speed. I think like extra maybe, Adamant extra without sand. That's probably the best thing on Steam he has. Let's quickly check. Yeah, Jolly Mega Altaria is probably the one that ultimate. Yeah, that's the one on 1 outspeed. Anyhow, next up is Scissor. And like I said, this Scissor is built to deal with Dusclops, actually to take advantage of the Dusclops. Because with the substitute, I think I will be able to dodge the Will-O-Wisp that's incoming. And with the Sword Stance, I will be able to set up, and I will be able to set up to the point where I can just knock it out with a Life Orb knockoff. It's a really weird combination. I usually don't run Life Orb, substitute, and Sword Stance. But with the Life Orb and the substitute and Sword Stance, I will be able to not only take care of Dusclops, if he doesn't bring Dusclops, I will be able to keep Mega Altaria in check really nicely with the Life Orb Bullet Punch. And the knockoff is really useful because he does have a lot of mons that just don't like having an item, not having an item. Like Escadrille doesn't appreciate getting a Life Orb knocked off, Titor doesn't appreciate it, getting its sand thingy, Smooth Rock getting knocked off, or a choice item, which I expect it to be maybe a Choco Berry, but yeah, maybe. Run Heat, if it's choiced, then it doesn't appreciate getting knocked off. Golbat, Eviolite, Goldfish could be a problem, but I don't think Goldfish can do much back to me unless it Skull Burns me, but yeah, I can set up on Goldfish mainly. So yeah, that's basically the whole idea behind this Substitute Scissor. Substitute is usually very effective in getting off a lot of momentum, and maybe he, if I haven't shown my set yet, maybe he will predict the Bullet Punch from his Altaria, and I can just substitute up or even SD up straight up and just proceed to do a lot of damages to his team, which is kind of the idea behind this Scissor set. If I manage to play it correctly, of course it is, because if I don't, then I might be in a lot of trouble. So I need my I need to be in my full game thingy today. So yeah, the Scissor set, very self-explanatory. Not really, but with my explanation I hope it makes sense. Next up is Alakazam, and Alakazam is a choice card Alakazam. And it's choice card because it outspeeds Scent Force Excadrill, in the Scent of course, and basically everything else on his team. Because except for Excadrill, his fastest mon is up for Load Soul. And you might be wondering why are you not running Focus Sash, because a Focus Sash is able to deal with something like an Excadrill as well. And it doesn't really lock you in on stuff and shit. And you might be able to lift the Pursuit from a Tyranitar, which is pretty likely to happen. But I consider, because of the recent hacks and shit, I think that an Iron Head will flinch me. And I don't want to get flinched with an Iron Head by an Excadrill. So I'm gonna risk the Pursuit and Titor to knock me out over the Excadrill flinch. Because like I said, the Excadrill flinch is way more likely to happen than a Titor Pursuit. So yeah, that's the whole reason behind why I'm running Scarf Alakazam. Also because if he does run Scarf Titor then and he wants to pursue me and I am possibly potentially locked in on Focus Blast, then I might be able to just hit this Focus Blast as well and KO it if it is doesn't have any HP and Bs. So yeah, that's like the added benefit, but the main reason is I don't want to get flinched, because this is to check the very offensive Excadrill. It is the backup check. Well, it's like the only check I have to do next Excadrill. Nah, kinda, because it shouldn't be able to set up against most things on my team, so it stands at this. But it might, because it might set up against a Scissor if he has the balls to not predict me to be if it doesn't predict me to be superpower. And against Venusaur he can do it as well because my Venusaur is not running any coverage to really deal with that, to really KO Mexico, because it's running knockoff and lead sheet and shit, yeah. So Alexam is the check to that, and I don't want to get flinch because then I will just lose. Running Psyshock because Psyshock is there to deal with an Assault Vest Machamp, possibly if he does run it, which is not unlikely. It is there for the only for that actually. The Snugly, yeah, the Snugly is for the Mega Altaria, and also the T-Wave is kind of there for the Mega Altaria as well, and also just to hopefully get some fucking hacks in my favor this time. But yeah, it's basically it's a backup, because a Desert Green does around 60 to 70%. If it's not in KO range, I do need to T-Wave it before I can KO it with anything else on team. For example, if I have lost Scissor at that point, then I will have to go for T-Wave. Unfortunately, his fastest mon on his team is not well terrorized by T-Wave, it's extra drill, so that kinda sucks, but it's all good, it's all good. Next up is, oh wait, Focus Blast for the extra drill and the T-Tor of course. But next up is Throw, and Throw is here with an Assault Vest set with very much defensive investment thingy and HP investment. It's my check, probably the first switch in I will have to a Rotom Heat, because if it does have a defensive Rotom Heat, I don't want to get burned on something like the Hectorus, which it is a resisting thingy typing to both of his steps. So this is more than likely the first switch in I have, and also the Assault Vest makes it so it takes hits very nicely. Knockoff, because knockoff, unfortunately knockoff weakens the knockoff on Scissor if I set up, but that's a choice that I have and I'm willing to do and shit. Ice Punch to cripple Altaria, making it not being able to set up. It does around 40 to 45 I think, to a max HP. If it's not max HP, it cannot set up on me. If it's max HP and if it's like a special attacker or if he's defensive investment, then I will do this thingy, and yeah. If he does run, for example, the what's the thing called? The Current Guard? Then I also can sort of throw it out before it can do too much damage to me, because I think the Hyper Voice is gonna do around 40%, and the physical one, the return, with the Hyper, the ability, what the fuck is the ability called? Pixelate, it's gonna do around 60 to 70, so I am guaranteed to live one hit and just scout for his moves, but the best check I have to that is the Venusaur, which is 1-1 away from being spotted, being shown. You've already seen it actually, but yeah. Throw is also just a nice check because it's a nice check to a lot of his mons, because it's that bulky, and it's the mon that is more than likely gonna be as the switch into anything, which I don't know what set is gonna run on it, because I think it's the most expendable member, but it's also kinda useful because I do kinda need to scout for like his run hit before I wanna do risky, before I wanna sack this and make switches into stuff that I don't wanna have like burnt or weakened or yeah. Anyway, the defense investment is there to just deal with stuff like Gigalith and stuff like T-Tor a little bit better, because it is nicely resisting, it does nicely resist its steps from T-Tor and from Gigalith. So yeah. Next up is the Venusaur, the final mon on the team. It's another physically is defense mon with a little bit special defense investment, because this is the main switch into Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria is of course the mon that kind of hinders Manaphy and Hectorus, so that's why I want to have a guaranteed check to it, a guaranteed switch in. I also have Scissor to deal with it and Alexam, so I am kind of prepped for it. But yeah, that's what you do, because Altaria is a humongous threat, so yeah. The one thing that stops Scissor from actually sweeping is the Rotom Heat, and that's why I have mons like Throw. So yeah, that's kind of the whole team building, the thought behind the team building shit and stuff. Yeah, but Mega Venusaur is the defense investment is there to just completely stop a physical attacking Altaria, and the special defense is to completely stop a special attacking Altaria. Lead Seed is there because I have not run it in this league before, and he doesn't have any grass step, so I can just spam Lead Seed whenever. Since it's there for longevity, so I don't die, because I do want to keep this as a switch, and I do want to just keep knocking shit off and keep lead seeding around, so I can cripple his team and weaken his team, so my Scissor or Hexers or Manaphy can just pull through, or maybe even a Scarf Alexander that just cleans up, who knows. But yeah. Yeah, very self-explanatory. Sledge Pop is there, of course, because I do want to take Altaria, and if I can take down Altaria very early on in the game, then that will clean up the path from Manaphy or Hexers to just wreck his team, hopefully. And it's also my best switch into Machamp, and that's why I'm more physically investment in special, because I do think it's going to be a special area, but not a guaranteed, of course. But I do think it's, well, if anything, it's going to have like a Fire Blast or Flamethrower or Scissor. So. But yeah, it's also the best switch I have to Machamp, because Dynamic Punches are very annoying, and I kind of just want to have the a good check to it, but there is not a good check to Hex, so I'll have to just deal with it by resisting its steps and its knockoffs and shit. And that's why I'm running Venusaur very defensively, and that's my whole explanation behind the team. So Manaphy, hopefully the win condition, hopefully the mon that's gonna sweep for me, because I do need a nice juicy 6-0, if possible. A 5-0 might be able to do it for me, but I do want to have, because I will quickly show you the league again, the league table. I do need, because the one ahead of me is one differential point ahead of me, and I lost my matchup versus him. That was last week. Most of the battle was Hex involved, so unfortunately that happened. But that does mean that I do need to win this game 2 points more than he wins, or if he wins, versus the PCO Reshiram's. He hasn't played this game yet, and I don't think he will do before I do, but let's say he wins 1-0, then I do need to win 3-0. Let's say he wins 5-0, then there's no hope for me. But he's facing PCO Reshiram, so I do not expect him to like get a nice easy 5 or 6-0, so yeah. Anything else I want to mention on this thing? Christian is, I think, battling tomorrow, and so is Connor, because Connor has technical issues with his showdown and his computer and his teams and shit. So hopefully the Rufus is gonna pull through versus Connor. I very much think he will, and hopefully Garrett is gonna pull through against Christian. And both of them are really good battlers, and hopefully Garrett is gonna end 3 and 4 and make the path clear for me to still manages to keep the playoffs and get the playoff spot. So it looks grim for me, but my hopes are surprisingly high, because I do know that this division is very close, and I do know that it's gonna end close, and it's not gonna end like with 2-5 and 5-2, except for the Toronto Torterra and the Fisher Reshiram, of course, because Toronto Torterra is my opponent, and Fisher Reshiram needs to win against the Vespertine Park Rangers. So yeah. Anyhow, my voice is just fucking itself over, and my throat really hurts, so I'm gonna stop right here. Quick overview of the team. Hexers is there to just wreck his team, to weaken everything. Scissor is there to make use of his ghost type. I don't remember it's some Dust Noir, not the other one. Holy fuck, man. That's what Scissor is for, also just to check Mega Altaria. Zam is Scarf Sam to check shit, Throw is very bulky, Venusaur is very bulky. Alright, links will be in the description below, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you tomorrow whenever I hopefully sweep the clean sweep Toronto Torterras and Omega and shit.